Hello, everyone. It's Professor Green here. And this week you are working on the beginnings of your professional teaching ePortfolio. So I wanted to take a moment. The first activity you're doing are picking through and looking through a few documents to pick six. They're called artifacts or items that you're going to place in your portfolio. But I want to talk a little bit about what this is, why you're doing it, etc. So here's the agenda. The agenda of this video is to talk about what is an ePortfolio, and then I always want to know, why do I have to do this? We're going to talk about that, and then how do I do this? Let's get into it. So first, what is an ePortfolio? Let's start. Why don't we start? And I asked for permission from Angela Price, a NLU graduate from last term, to share her ePortfolio, and this is what it looks like. Right away, you'll notice on the home page that there is an awesome picture, right? And if you don't have permission to have a picture of your students to share, you can take pictures of bulletin boards, your class library, or just anything else in your classroom that you're proud of and you feel like you could showcase, because pictures really separate a good e-portfolio from an amazing e-portfolio. Okay, and you'll go through, and she chose her a diversity and equity and inclusion and equity statement, a social emotional learning statement, a classroom management plan, and lesson planning. And this assignment was built to allow you to kind of use things that you've already done. And I will say that an e-portfolio is the time to really showcase your expertise. So you don't have to pick a lesson from this term if it's not your best. You want to pick your absolute best lesson plan. And I'll tell you why in a minute. And then, so you've already done a lot of these. You just have to kind of comb through what you've done and learned in the past. And for example, I think it was 210, EDU 210, where you started writing your teaching philosophy. Obviously, there's been some time since you wrote that, so you may have changed, but you have the basis there. You just have to tweak it for your portfolio. And this is the big assignment for our course. And so there are different ways to go about it. And the one thing that I want to avoid is making these portfolios look the same. You know what I mean? And I'm just amazed every term at how well our students do to express their individuality. It is an expression. An e-portfolio is an expression of your accomplishments, your personality, and your expertise as a teacher. And so in here, I included, these are ePortfolios it's just a preview, but that's okay. From past graduates, and you can go, and all of these links should help you open up there what they did for their portfolio. The assignment was a little bit different back then, but it will give you an idea of what these things look like. But I just wanted to provide as many examples as I could. And yeah, so let's click here. And this is the assignment. And this is what I meant by picking 6 artifacts. So you all are going to need your resume or CV. That's a requirement. Cover letter, an individualized cover letter for whoever you want to work for, whatever your number one job is. Obviously, that's to help land a job. And then you can pick from the rest of these items. Start with thinking about what you already have, but then also think about what's going to make the most impact. Remember, this assignment is not one that you want to get a C on. You need an A. You want to make it as well-rounded and professional as possible. All right, so I gave you some examples and kind of included that link, which is in all over our course. But so that's what an e-portfolio is. Why do I have to do this? Always a good question and always good to talk about. Well, I put refine your elevator speech. What this does, putting this together, putting an e-portfolio together helps you really think through what you've done and accomplished, because right now you're in the thick of it. This is your last course before you graduate, and you haven't had time to stop and really reflect on your entire program. This forces you, creating an e-portfolio forces you to do that. And then in turn, it helps you talk to anybody who's interviewing you, like a principal, in a way that you'll have, you'll be on point. You'll know exactly what to say. Obviously, the more clearer that you can communicate, the better chances that you have of getting a job. These e-portfolios have really helped students that I've worked with in the past it doesn't get you a job, but it sets you apart. It really sets you apart from a typical candidate who just submits a resume, right? This is an enhancement. It might not get you the job, but a lot of times it gets you an extra look that you might not have got. Okay. And how do I do this? So you pick your platform, meaning you decide how you want to create this. Use your creativity. There's sites like Weebly and Wix where you can create ePortfolios and many, many more out there. But 99.9% of NLU students use Google Sites. And what that does, I put the words two birds in quotes because a lot of schools, as you know, are using Google tools like Google Docs, Google Sites, Google Forms, Google Slides, which I'm using for this presentation. And you'll learn that as you're putting your portfolio together. And if you're not a tech expert, that's okay. That is okay. That's what I'm here for. A lot of our meetings, we're going to have a few whole classroom sessions, and then we're going to switch to one-on-one meetings for the rest of the term. And during those one-on-one meetings, they're kind of working meetings. And what that means is you'll come to me. Really, what your main objective is to start collecting and saving all of these artifacts or items you're going to put in your portfolio and house them in one spot, because I can help you and show you how to take them and move them to a Google site. And I created this. If you're super bored, not that you don't have a ton of stuff to do, but it's a Google Workspace overview. And basically what that means is how there are a bunch of videos on how to start your Google site. It shows you, starting with Google Slides and how to create that, how to save things so that they end up, in your ePortfolio. But I encourage you to go through the first slide where I provided examples to really, I like to see what this is, whatever assignment or big project I'm doing, what does the end look like? And that'll give you an idea of what the end looks like. Again, none of them are exactly the same, a little different. It's where your personality comes through. That's what I want. That's what everybody wants to see. I would say for now, start taking pictures of the classroom. Obviously, only things that you have permission for. But you can certainly take pictures of bulletin boards or any other wonderful things that are happening in your classroom. But I'm excited to see what you come up with. And again, don't be intimidated by if you're not a Google Sites expert or a Google Drive expert. I will help you with that. And hopefully by the end of the term, you will have some expertise in that area. So thank you so much. We're off to a great start, everyone. Have a good day.